Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Gillies' kitchen and welcome Kenny Mackenzie, John, Graham. It's so lovely to have you with us. And Uncle Alasdair, whose kitchen and Aunt Angela's kitchen we've taken over. But lovely to be in Mogai.
Yep, so lovely to welcome you.
It's great.
It's a real Kaylee kitchen.
Pushing them out of their own kitchen. Now, I know it takes 1 or 2 minutes. Elizabeth Lissamore McGilvery, you're bang on in there quickly. Lovely to have you with us. You're in for such a treat this evening because, you know, there are people like Nancy Skade who join us from Alberta, where it's minus 24. It's nothing like that in Glasgow today. In fact, I'm going to take off my jacket. I'm too hot. They have heating on in this house. They have electricity. They have inside toilets. I mean, you have no idea what they've got in my Uncle Alasdair's house.
Not like Skye.
Not like Skye. It's very, very true. So there are a bunch of folk all joining us. Kenny, tell us what have you been up to?
Well, been playing away, composing tunes mainly.
Some marvellous tunes.
I gave up the pipe band type of thing many years ago, but continue to compose, and I was lucky enough this time last year to have been nominated for the Trad Awards for Composer of the Year, which I felt,
I
you know, a
voted
wee
for
bit.
you.
Yeah, well, I think so you were the person. So that was lovely watching it on Saturday again, and terrific, absolutely terrific. And
A
these
great honour
musicians
to
put their
be
heart and soul into
nominated.
it. Well,
Wonderful to be nominated.
It was, but I felt, you know, a lot of the younger musicians and composers are doing that for a living. You know, I don't do this for a living, you know, so I feel it's great.
But you're
to
out
get the
gigging
chance.
all the time.
Well, just as much.
And you're writing, and your lovely album, Glenn Bryan.
Yes. Well, thank you for that, yes.
Shameless plug there, Glenn.
That's right.
What are you going to kick off with?
Well, a wee tune, the Moothy.
Okay.
Or the piano for the face, as somebody once called it. And I hope Donnie Black's not watching here to give me a row for making mistakes. A wee set of Irish tunes, and John and I have kind of bust this over the years, but we'll try it again. We haven't played it together for a while, so you can...
We want no excuses. Everybody knows that we don't rehearse for this programme.
It's an understatement. Oh, here we go. The Jolly Beggar Man. Hod me up, as I say, Glasgow.
That was wonderful. I mean, if we
Running
were,
out of puff.
if any of us were feeling like, oh, it's Monday and it's a bit dreich, Kenny, you've cheered us up. Big time. That was
so.
great.
Thank you.
You actually, I mean, it's a vastly underrated instrument.
It is actually. It is.
The humble Muthi is a wonderful...
Absolutely, and the best exponent, as we all know, a good friend of ours, Donald Black, and
Yeah.
he's been a huge inspiration for me to actually play it more and record with it, because before it was in the hip pocket and he didn't really bother, you know, so thank you, Donnie, if you're watching.
But what is it about the Muthi that makes it so unique, do you think?
Well, there's different types. The type of harmonica that I just played there is a chromatic, so it's single notes and you can hear the tune just as you were playing it in a button key accordion.
Yeah.
Whereas Donald plays mostly the tremolo and it's a broader sound, like a chord, and Donald plays it, you know, precision's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's two different kind of styles, and then there's Fraser Spears, the other fantastic friend of us, everybody's, and it's blues, you know, and a wee blues harp. So it's just the different styles you can get.
And it lends so much to so many different kinds of songs. Because you don't instantly think, well, that's a Scottish or an Irish instrument. I mean, who was the very famous mouth organ player? The famous film like Genevieve or something?
Well,
was it Larry Adler? It was Larry Adler.
Yes, it might have been.
Was that
Larry Adler? I
remember.
Yeah.
It's before their time.
Even I remember that.
It's before their time.
Genevieve, he played the big sort of concert chromatic, beautiful.
Yes.
Again, that's a different style again, which I quite like, you know. So it's a fantastic wee instrument.
Kenny Mackenzie, everybody, because you know, even although we can't see anybody, they all clap at home, don't you? I know you do, and they send in messages that are heartwarming.
Oh,
it's
thank you very much.
Really
I hope
nice.
you enjoyed it. Thanks.
So, John, you're going to kick off with something. Now, can I just say, bow down to you for all the years, the Clydesiders, the wonderful years of being a musician that you've enjoyed.
Too many years. We started in 1968, so that was 32 years active playing. So
32 years active.
Well, with the Clydesiders.
And did you tour all over the world, or was it mainly a Scottish? And
we were all had jobs. I was a school teacher, so we were slightly. We couldn't do as much of that as we could. We played at the L'Oreal Festival in Brittany, and we played in England and so on, but we didn't get to these things like Canada and Australia, you know, because you couldn't, because of the job, you know. Yeah. But it was a lovely paying hobby, really. That was the good thing.
What did you teach?
Maths.
Oh.
That usually stops the conversation.
That instantly stops it. Music and maths are supposed to go together, but
well, they do actually. You know that a lot of people
bypass me.
Maths, but I haven't done it. I have to say this. I retired 17 years ago, and I hadn't done it until my granddaughter's doing a higher maths this year. So I've had to learn it all again.
New methods.
No, nothing changes.
Nothing changes. Well, we're still useless then, Kenny.
Yes, absolutely.
Nothing changes. I don't think I could do a maths paper then, and certainly not now.
Absolutely, Fiona.
What are you going to kick off with, John?
Well, I was going to do one from the repertoire of the Clydesiders. We used to play a lot down in Tinnebruch, in the Cowes of Bute, and I went there in my holidays when I was very wee, and we were staying at the house of a shinty goalkeeper from the Cowes Athletic, Sally Patterson, and he had the words of a song and a tune which wasn't a very good tune. So our Duncan McCrone, who joined us in the 80s, he put a tune to it in about 10 minutes, and you'll realise when you hear it why it So it's a song called
Duncan.
Home to the Cows.
We love you, Duncan, even if he doesn't.
So it's Home to the Cows.
Home to the Kyles.
There's a place out in the west where my thoughts all come to rest. Rugged grandeur seen throughout the countryside. Though I've travelled everywhere, there's no heaven to compare with that sleepy village nestling on the Clyde. Feast your eyes on beauty there, free for all the world to share. See the Kyles of Bute through skies of hazy blue. Will you come along with me to that haven by the sea? We'll go back to Tyne Brewer, you and I. Take the high road from the noon on a sunny afternoon. At the crest the view brings a life to weary eyes, where the islands dot the sea and the yachts glide with the breeze through the narrows to a waiting paradise. While the blackbird in the tree hums his haunting melody, how I wish that I could sing such songs for you. Will you come along with me to that haven by the sea? We'll go back to Tyne Brewer, you and I. Where the sky's so bright and clear, tell that summertime is here, where we wandered hand in hand in days gone by. Will you come along with me to that haven by the sea? We'll go back to Tyne Brewer, you and I. We'll go back to Tyne Brewer, you and I.
Lovely and beautiful words by Duncan McCrow.
Oh, he didn't write the words. He only wrote the tune.
Oh, he wrote the tune. Beautiful tune by Duncan McCrow.
They're old friends.
Oh.
I remember hearing that song a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Well, I didn't sing it because I was primarily at that time the fiddler in the band, but we actually did a reunion there in August in Fintry. We had 450 people there. I don't know how we managed that, but I get singing in it because they thought I was doing it better than Duncan.
And he hopes you're watching them.
I think John mentioned Sally Patterson.
Do you know Sally?
Well, many years ago, everything for me is many years ago, I used to go down to the Kyles and sing for the Shinty Club.
Yeah, well, we did a bit that as well.
And Sally Patterson was a real personality there.
Yeah, it was.
And I remember him writing a parody of some of my songs. But
Right,
I did a country song, Gold in the Mountains, Gold in the Golden Sea, and whatever. But he wrote Gold in your front tooth, gold in your back tooth. Anyway,
we used to stay at his house at Eden, and I always remember we drunk too much, and you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in December with the cold and the water coming down on the coming down.
That's your agent in the phone
thinking
now.
I've drunk too much, I'm going to have a sore head in the morning. Good times.
Right, that was super.
That was really lovely. Could I ask you to do something with me, gentlemen?
Right.
So we were going to do the Tyree love song. If you would join in with me, key of A. If that would be okay. Meanwhile, while you're getting organised, I want to say hello to a couple of folk. I would like to say to Anne Houston from Tane, who's now in Calcutta. So Annie, I hope you're having a wonderful time and that you had a good journey, because we have two Anne Houstons watch regularly. So hello to Anne Houston, who's not from Tain, but very nice to have you with us. I want to say hello to Jade McInnes and Zach, who are visiting Scotland from Canada, and they were going up to Inverness, and we saw them yesterday, my cousin's daughter and boyfriend, and hope you're having a lovely time up in Inverness. And a welcome to a newborn baby, Penny Everett, and parents, mum and dad, Kirsty and Sandy. So joy to the world, Penny's arrived.
Kirsty and Andy, it is. Andy.
Oh, Kirsty and Andy, sorry. So welcome to the world, Penny. And also hello to Jeannie Becker and Sean, our cousin Sean McInnes. There's lots more, but we'll do a song. Uncle Alasdair is going to give us a treat later on. Coming up, there's been requests for Uncle Alasdair to recite The Politician and tell us a bit about the story behind The Politician. So that will be fun. In the meantime, have we got a key of A, gentlemen? Hurry, hurro, my bonny wee girl. Hurry, hurro, my fair one. And will you come with me, my love, to be my own, my rare one? Smiling the land, shining the sea, sweet is the scent of the heather. Would we were yonder, just you and me, the two of us together. Hurry, hurro, my bonny wee girl. Hurry, hurro, my fair one. And will you come with me, my love, to be my own, my real one? All the day long out at the peat, then by the shore in the gloaming, stepping it lightly with dancing feet, and we together holding. Hurry, hurro, my bonny wee girl. Hurry, hurro, my fair one. And will you come with me, my love, to be my own, my real one? Hurry, hurro, my bonny wee girl. Hurry, hurro, my fair one. And will you come with me, my love, to be my own, my real one? Here we go. It's such a lovely song, isn't it?
Beautiful.
A lovely lady, you probably know her, Jackie Kay, who was the Macker. I interviewed Jackie up at Braemar at St Margaret's after a Burns night, and she'd come up to speak, and the next day we were having this conversation, and from growing up in Glasgow, she said her favourite song from childhood was the Tyree Love Song. So she turned the tables on me. I was supposed to be interviewing her. She said, so how about you singing the... I said, well, I'm supposed to be interviewing you. And she said, never mind that, you know.
Oh, lovely.
So, but it does, it takes you right back. All
It's one of these
songs
get
take
at
back.
school or something, you know, beautiful.
Kenny, what are you going to... Are you going to do a little...
I don't
something?
know what we're going to do.
Here's the next, yeah.
I think we had a vague thought that maybe you might do Movahar.
Ah,
Was that
yes, I will. This was a just classic, as we all know. Everybody knows the beautiful song "My Mother," Movahar, and when I recorded it over 20 years ago in an album, and I did give a wee bit credit to Callum, your dad, because it was a beautiful version, the classic version, and it was this kind of, I might not play the tune just as well as he delivered it, but it was a bit of an inspiration for playing it in the whistle. So if you excuse me a wee minute.
It's fine. The phone's going here at home. What happens at home is the dogs bark, the man comes to deliver a parcel, my husband does a clue, which none of us ever have a clue, and it's very relaxed. But you all know that, don't you?
So here we go, Movahar.
Okay. That's a killer. That is such a beautiful song. And that wee cheeky bendy note that you did at the end, he's gone.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
I heard a young piper play the other day, and they love to do the bendy notes, don't they? It's just that. There's a lot of bendy notes going on.
A lot out of the pipe chanter and the young athletic fingers.
But you play the muthi, the pipes, whistles, a bit of guitar.
Yeah, I know it. Nowhere near this guy, but
multi-instrumental.
He owns a guitar.
And John tuned it once.
How long have you two known one another?
Well, it kind of goes back. When we were, I think, when we were in the Clydesiders, we used to play quite often gigs in Hughenden, you know, in Hughenden.
The cricket club?
Rugby
club. Oh, rugby. Yeah.
And then, and also, when the Clydesiders used to do the Pride of the Clyde show in the King's Theatre.
I'm sure you did Pride of the Clyde up last year.
Did you do a later one? The one we had was when Pete Shipton did it, and I think he suddenly got pushed aside. But it was him that started it. So it used to be Peter Morrison and Johnny Beattie and Alexander.
What was the year, John, at that one?
Oh, I can't remember. It was the 80s anyway.
I know we took it on tour. Johnny Beattie.
So I think that was no Ali. It was after Pete. Anyway, then what happened was when the Clydesiders stopped playing, my boys played rugby. Well, my elder son played rugby, and he kind of met up with the people who Kenny knew, and I used to go on a Sunday night.
When Alasdair was one of them.
But that was later, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
For a wee while, I would go up and have a wee play with them.
Oh,
That's
right.
basically, I suppose.
That was many, many years ago.
In the early 2000s.
And here we all are. Here we all are, reminiscing and saying hello to Alasdair McDougall, who often plays with the wonderful Paul Anderson up in Thailand. And so you can say hello to...
Hello, Alasdair, how are you?
There's lots of Alastairs.
Desperate for a tune with you one of those days.
Well, you must come up.
Oh, we'll be lovely.
That
would be brilliant.
Definitely. Because there have been a few Alastairs writing in. There's an Alasdair Cook who learned the lights of Loch-and-Dol. He learned the words "because of you," Uncle Alasdair. So it's a very common name. Different spellings, but
a complication of spellings. Tell you.
Complication of spellings.
Everyone.
Much easier to say Matt McGinn. Which are you going to play a wee Matt McGinn, Sean?
Now since the last kind of 15 years, I've played in a duo with a guy Jim Jack, and sometimes a trio with another guy, Cy Jack, who used to live down the other side of the 10 o'clock, who is not a relation of Jim Jack, as far as we know, unless we find the DNA. And we've done quite a lot of Matt McGinn stuff. We used to do there used to be a Matt McGinn night at the Lithgow Folk Festival thing, and there was just a whole night of Matt McGinn stuff, and we've done a Matt McGinn night at Irvine Folk Club, so I love Matt McGinn songs.
What is this one?
Well, this one, he does a lot of humorous songs, which I love, but this is a more serious in the praise of Scotland. It's called I He's Seen the Healings. Good enough for jazz. I was born and bred in Glasgow, in a Gallowgate tenement. When people spoke of my bonny land, I didn't know what they meant. But when I took to travel, I looked far and wide. And now when I speak of my native land, I speak with love and pride. Oh, I seen the hills, I seen the low, and I will sing of my native land wherever I may go. Old nature took it out from many an age gone by, to outdo all of her wondrous works. She thought she'd have it right. She toiled and she thundered, she rumbled and she roared. She made the Highlands of Scotland, then she threw away the road. Oh, I sing the hills, I sing the low, and I will sing of my native land wherever I go. Come rambling up my open, strolling down my path, in the rugged hills of Argyllshire, find the sweetest place on earth. Go rambling by the colours, see the Lowland in the mist, on the lovely island of Mulla, hear the song that I is best. Oh, I sing the hills, I sing the low, and I sing of my native land wherever I go. With the Irish and the English, the African and Turk, for a world of joy and harmony, together we will work on the shores of foreign brothers. We'll lay no robber hands, for all we wish is to toil and live in our native land. Oh, I seen the Highlands, I seen the low, and and I will sing of my native land wherever I may go. Oh, I sing the hills, I sing the low, and I will sing of my native land wherever I may go.
There's nothing like a good sing-along.
I know.
I did my best. I didn't know that one actually, but
No,
but it
Great
was
song.
Obviously, we recorded with the Clydesiders way back in the late 70s, I think. So I've always liked
It's
to
a
sing.
good, yeah,
Isn't it? Yeah.
it's a good sing-along.
I have to say, slightly changed. It was I will brag of them, but I never thought that sounded it was about. So we just sing, so
Yes.
just as well as dead. Or maybe.
Lyrics changed. Call Duncan
know.
McCrone immediately. Uncle Alasdair, can I ask you to swap places with Uncle Alasdair?
Absolutely.
Because this is the moment that many people have been waiting for, because no pressure.
Well, I'm the Ferranthe here, you see, the man of the house, as they say in Gaelic.
Yeah.
But really, I'm not the Ferranthe in the kitchen. The
No.
Ferranthe it should be in the kitchen, and she would normally make me oaches. And if Sean and Jeannie are watching in Ontario,
Yeah.
Angela got a lovely mention in Jeannie's book,
Yes.
A Life Well Worn.
Yes.
Beautiful book, and she gets great praise and recognition. A lovely photograph of her oaches.
Yes, well deserved.
Yeah.
Very well deserved. All my growing up years, apart from, in addition to singing, you always had some great recitations and great stories.
I've been very blessed to have met some great people in the past over the years. None more so than the late Angus McIntyre. Angus was a bank manager in Tobermory. I had some great stories to tell, wonderful, colourful way of telling a story. I once did a series on radio called Summer Season, and we had somebody, each week we had arranged to have somebody, a personality from the area, phone in, a prepared phone call, but not unrehearsed. And we had Angus for representing Mull and Tobermory and Oban. And you just needed as an interviewer to give him one word of a start and he was away.
Great.
And you just had this wonderful picture of Mull and Tobermory. And he had a great ability to write verse, which is where we're coming to now. Because he took the story of the politician, the boat that ran aground off the Western Isles, around about Barra, and it was loaded with whiskey going abroad. And as fate would have it, divine intervention, the boat ran aground and was shipwrecked. And the islanders, being a very thrifty kind of people, they wanted to save as much of the cargo as they could.
Quite right too.
Some for personal consumption. And it all was very marvellous and a true story, and immortalised by Kenny Mackenzie's novel Whiskey Galore, which was then put into the American market as Tight Little Island. And so the story was in verses a bit like, tells the story really, but all credit to Angus McIntyre. I'm just the catalyst, the conduit. And it goes like this. Times are hard and barren. You'd hear the old folk cry, no fruit to feed a sparrow, and every bottle dry. Old men once fresh and frisky, so full of ploy and play, drop dead for want of whiskey, the blessed Ushkipe. Now the dusty high Sahara's a thirsty barren land, but the drought that year in Barra was more than man could stand. Life was hard and cruel, and days were long and sad, when the strongest drink was gruel. And the war was going bad. A clever man was Hector, and wise the words he said, was that the bar is nectar, a man is better dead. But strange the ways of heaven, when men in darkness grope, each sorrow has its leaven, each tragedy its hope. The great ship, the politician, its hold all stocked with grog, steamed proudly past the island and foundered in the fog. One case was rent asunder, 12 bottles came to grief, when the barrel surf like thunder came pounding on the reef. And then the scent of nectar came in the wild wind's breath. I smell it, screamed old Hector, it's whiskey sure as death. He cried out, Kirsty, Kirsty, hand down my oilskin coat, no more to be thirsty, salvation's in yon boat. Now John McNeill was dying, the death is far the worst. No end so sad and trying as the awful pangs of thirst. He cried out, we are delivered, from the torture we are free, as his nostril flared and quivered the glory of the sea. Poor Sandy in a coma was stretched upon his bed, with the lovely sweet aroma came wafting round his head. For weeks he'd been lying without a spark of life, and all the neighbours crying for his near-widowed wife, while he shook, just like an aspen. The man they thought was dead, then sang, gulping, gasping. He vaulted out of bed, barefooted his nighty. He slipped from out the reach with steps both long and mighty. He headed for the beach. Now, Sarah Jane McKinnon, oh, a lady through and through, was just a wee bit partial to a drop of mountain dew. She brooded at the ingle, her forg all old and bent, when her blood began to tingle at a well-remembered scent. One sniff, and she was rising. 2 sniffs, and straight outside, when odours appetizing came rising from the tide, when she knelt devotion with reverent pious face to bless the stormy ocean and the Lord's abiding grace. By Jove, she went full throttle across the barra turf, when she heard the tinkling bottles and the pounding of the surf. She ran, but so did others, hundreds, maybe more, as uncles, cousins, brothers descended from the shore, and the boats were badly dashing across the crested wave, their long oars dipping, splattering to Aladdin's cave. The men who thundered going, atop no one but shirk, and the spirit they were showing was better than that kirk. When they climbed aboard the liner, the halt, the lame, and the old, and they saw 1,000 cases of precious liquid gold. A shame, cried Kirsty. Said an act of God, just think of Barrett Thirsty, and all this going abroad. But joy was there abounding, in every heart did leap, for all were in communion with the spirits of the deep. The Gillies, the pleasures, joys in Castle Bay, as the gurgling golden treasure chased the cares of war away. Who would heed a near-aid warning? Who would hide his head in fright? For the large one in the morning, and a bumper late at night. And barra boys hard fighting, on land and ocean wide, when they deserted a wee bit partial was a clook, 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 inside. Old Hector cried, we're winning. This fact is plain to see. Tonight, it's the beginning of victory at sea. One they swigged on a large one, and happily sighed. And the Germans should have had it, now that Barra's fortified. A slant now to Churchill, his name I proudly call. But the Barra politician, 'twas the greatest of them all.
That's a tour de force. How many verses are there?
I don't know, I lost count halfway through.
But just to remember all of that, fantastic.
Well, it's a toast to Angus McIntyre, I'll tell you, what a special guy he was. I'm told he had no control over the local demands in Tobermory for asking for overdrafts. He was very generous as a bank manager. And now and again they come and visit Tobermory to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And they got Bush Telegraph said the inspectors were on the way. So it turned out to be a half day for communion. Oh. The bank was closed.
Oh, island life. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, but it's a brilliant piece of work.
Lovely, colourful.
Yeah. Well, I only know that we've heard this over and over and over, and I've always marvelled at not just your memory, but your delivery of taking this.
It's a lovely story. It's a great story, and you can see it happening. And if it were fiction, it would be truer than fiction, you would think.
Yeah.
But no, it is true.
Yes.
And it's an impression of what happened. If you see the original film, and they were putting whiskey into hot water bottles, into everywhere, into the cisterns, not flushing the toilet, just...
the ingenuity of it all.
Anyway.
Oh, thank you. Kenny, come back and do a tune.
I'll give you a cup of tea later on.
I'll say hello to a couple of folk who are watching. Great stuff, says Crenna Jackson, hello. And Joan Anderson is watching. And hello to Jacqueline MacDonald, to Marjorie Orr, to Susanna Pearman Bradley, Eileen Andrew, Jim Kerr, I don't know if it's the Jim Kerr, but Jim Kerr, Mary Hudson, Rose Stewart, Hilary Mansfield, Frank Crombie. You've no idea the people that tune in every week. And this is a good time to share if you're in that sharing frame of mind. You just have to press the share button and your friends can join in. Stuart Anderson is saying, learned that. Oh, I nearly saw it, but I missed it. A fantastic kitchen concert once again. I loved Alasdair's story.
Yeah.
So there's lots of folk writing in. Frank, Fiona, what a great night with you all. So it's not over yet. We've got a couple of more tunes.
Yeah.
What are you going to play?
Well, talking about Alasdair here, a few years ago he very deservedly received his MBE for all the contribution to music and charity and everything else, wonderful things that he's done in his career. And I just thought I would like to compose a tune for him, which I did. How long ago, Alasdair, was that?
6 years.
Yeah. So, presented Alasdair with this tune, and I tried to come up with something that I could visualise Alasdair singing and just something about his charisma and everything else, and I tried to encapsulate that in the tune. So a couple of years ago I recorded it on my album Glendrine. We had our friend Donald Black accompany us on the Moothy. He played it properly. I played, and Alasdair here gave us a lovely little introduction to the tune, so you never know, he may be just chipping a wee bit if I play it. So it's the first time John and I have played it together, so Alasdair Gillies.
The key?
MBE, C.
The key of C.
Alasdair Gillies, MBE. Affectionately known as AG MBE. A lot of the pipe bands and pipers are picking it up now, so here we go. Is that loud enough, you think? Okay.
Tune. A lovely tune. And you said that some of the pipe bands, but you also told me earlier that a radio station
is and
playing it
Space Sound Radio, Sheila Mackay, if you're watching. We haven't met, but Alasdair and myself are very, very honoured the fact that you use it as the theme tune to your Space Sound Ceilidh, which I think is on Thursday at 8, and then it's repeated a few of the days. I'll just get that so that we know. Sheila's Ceilidh is on a Thursday night. It's Thursday night at 8, and then I think it's repeated on a Saturday, Monday and a Tuesday on spacesound.com, and I was honoured with the fact that that's Alasdair's opening the show every single week and then repeated. So thank you, Sheila, and hopefully we'll meet someday.
That's great.
Look forward to that.
It's got a lovely it's got a lovely swing to it, and I can
Just like Alasdair style, isn't
yeah,
it?
well, it is. It is. It is, because I imagine that when you're writing a song for somebody, you really do want to capture the essence of them.
You do.
And their energy, and I think
I think,
think
yeah.
you've caught. You're happy with it?
Such a compliment to be at the end of the tune and have a tune written for you. Fantastic. Yeah.
Well, he hasn't written one for me,
I love
and
it.
he hasn't written one for John, as far as I'm aware.
Well, you're in front of him, I can assure you.
I would think so. Well in front.
I have had one tune written for me. Paul Anderson wrote a lovely fiddle tune for me, which was very kind of
Must
him.
look that up.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing. I'm not saying that I'm
No.
feeling left out here or anything like
You're
that.
just mentioning it.
I'm just mentioning it quietly.
It's a slow air.
It's a slow air,
Because
so
someone was looking for new slow airs. What's it called then?
it is called. It's Fiona Kennedy's. I think it's just called Fiona's something. I think it's just called a tune for Fiona or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's look for that, yeah.
Yes, and he recorded it, I think, at Migvy Kirk outside of Tarland,
Right.
and it's a lovely tune. It is. It's such a compliment to something written for you or about you, and it comes as such a surprise. And I know you were very
Absolutely. I
chuffed
have no
and-
idea. Been done.
very chuffed
Yeah,
and surprised.
just
I didn't know until Kenny sent me the manuscript with the
Yeah.
Yes.
with the
We
name
had,
and
we
the
had such a lovely day, and Alasdair was very generous to come up to Slate Room Studio with Gary Boyle and engineered it all, and Will Marshall was with us,
right.
and Will is a fantastic arranger and musician.
Yes.
And currently I think in Eden Court doing the panto direction, musical direction, so we had a great day, didn't we?
Yeah, but Kenny's whole CD is fantastic.
Yeah,
All
oh
his
no,
own compositions,
Glendryan.
really good.
Another shameless plug,
Really good.
Glendryan. If you haven't heard it already.
Well, and just on that, John Graham here has got a lovely album. Could you quickly tell them
Which one?
the last? Well, they're both lovely albums.
The most recent one.
The most recent one. It's brilliant.
Is it?
What's it called?
Well, that one's called I've got two. Not me and my co-conspirator Jim. We've done ones. Say Will We Yet, and then we did one called The Darkening West.
Lovely albums. Jim Jack and John Graham. Or is it John Graham and Jim Jack?
Oh, definitely John Graham. And we're just I do it at home, so I do it as people do nowadays. So I've just started a third one for us. Slow progress through.
So you're quite techie then, you know what
Well, I do
No,
my
you're
best.
very good. Yeah,
I was just saying that I'm just Campbell Gunn was up 2 weeks ago or something, and he's very good at it. Takes me ages to record a song. He did 14 in about 3 hours, which is pretty good. With going
That's the way
back
they use.
to
That's the
it.
way they use. That's the way they used to
I have
record
to say,
albums.
I bet. didn't I?
Record it 5 times and get the best note in each one. So
It takes.
Well, that's what happened
That's the
before.
way to do
When I
that.
started out, it was 12 tracks in 6 hours.
Yeah.
You get 2 3-hour sessions, and you 6 songs each time.
Well,
And
you were-
you couldn't run over because it was financially disastrous
course,
if you
you
go
don't,
over,
I know.
because they have the sessions with maybe 10 musicians.
Well, you
Of
were
course,
playing
yeah.
me. Uncle Alasdair was playing me last night some of his old recordings, and with Ian Gourley. For those of you out there who
he's
might
a
remember
good
the
guy.
name Ian Gourley, but he did marvelous orchestrations.
I love the lush sound.
And I guess in the days when you could have a string section, that he also wrote wonderful little ditties, because Ian Gourley was marvellous, and he had a dog who used to go and bite the television when Harold Wilson came on, and you would go up, and Doris, his wife, it was wonderfully eccentric. So Harold Wilson must have been on TV, and he would say, "Oh, don't mind the dog, it attacks the telly when he comes on." So it was all a bit mad. He used to write, and actually to this day, for our little grandchildren, I sing to them. Now, what did he write? How I love my 2 little fishes. My 2 little fishes are simply delicious. I don't care for money in the bank, as long as I can watch my little fishes in the tank. They never bark or bite or waken me at night. They're happy as a fish can be. and they're never any bother, for my fishes love each other and they both love me. Bum, bum. That was Ian Gourley, and you would go up to you know, I would be looking for a lush arrangement for something, and he would say, let me play you this, and it would be How I Love My Two Little Fishes or something.
He and Cliff Hanley did a great song on the Glasgow Underground.
Yeah, he
With
did.
all the stations mentioned. And they've ruined it by changing some of the stations' names, you know, they should put them down.
Well, what was the best thing about him was he was a big Partick Thistle supporter.
Was he a Partick?
Indeed, yeah.
I was a Partick Thistle
So
supporter.
he used to do the thingamajigs. He would sit there and he would just, you know, if there was a singer that needed the band, he would just write a arrangement and
Unbelievable.
no time at all.
What a talent.
Just,
All, I mean, none of this
No
printed
computer
out
and
stuff.
photocopying.
No, all done in hand.
one time in Thingamajig we did the Matt McGinn song, Why Did I Ever Become a Football Referee? And our kind of leader, Sandy Kelsey, he dressed up as a referee with a white stick, you know, and we got strips for different things, and he went up to, he knew Donnie McKinnon at Partick, he got me a Thistle strip, so I wore the Thistle strip. We were all was a Rangers, a Celtic.
Oh,
he was a really nice guy.
Lovely man, lovely man. Well, you mentioned Campbell Gunn earlier.
Yeah.
I felt very privileged to be invited to Alex Salmon's memorial service on Saturday, and it was a great celebration of a very able politician, and of course served the Northeast where we live, and we knew him very well. And Dougie MacLean was sitting just in front of me with his wife Jenny, and of course he sang Caledonia. And it's not a song I often sing, but I just felt that we should be honouring certain people who have actually changed the way that the face of Scotland in many ways, and not being, whether you were political or not, Alec had time for everybody, and that came out really strongly. So will we give it a go? We haven't had time to try it.
Also, it's a great song if you want to
I think it was C, you said.
I think we'll try this.
I hope so.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid I might drift away, so I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you call me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Oh, I have moved and I've kept on moving, proved the points that I've needed proving, lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. Oh, I have tried, I've kept on trying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying, travelled far with conscience flying, somewhere with the wind. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you call me, now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room, the forest choir, the flames that couldn't get any higher. They've withered now, they've gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear. I know what I will do tomorrow. When the hands are shaken, the kisses flow, then I will disappear. Oh, let me tell you that I love you, that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. And if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Oh, it was lovely to hear Dougie MacLean singing Caledonia in St Giles Cathedral, and the music was wonderful. Alasdair Fraser was playing with Natalie Haas, and the Proclaimers, of course, were singing. Sheena Wellington. So it was a marvelous reflection of music from Scotland throughout the years. It was just great. So it was a busy old week last week. I also wanted to give a big shout out. I mean, complete contrast. On Friday night, the beautiful actress Susan George, a good dear friend of mine, had a marvellous celebratory charitable event in memory of her husband Simon McCorkadale, the actor, who had strong Scottish connections. So she had lots of friends at the Mandarin Hotel in London. I mean, let me name drop a few. Twiggy spoke, Trevor Eve, Elaine Page was there, Jimmy Tarbuck was there. It was like a who's who of, and I flew the flag for Scotland a wee bit and sang A Fond Kiss, because the evening was all about love letters for lost love and lost loved ones. So it was quite a week last week, celebrating some amazing people. So thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. You've come in. We've never met before, and it's like we're old pals. You're going to have to come to Aberdeen.
Oh well.
We're gonna have to go on tour. I think we're gonna have to transport.
Sounds like a plan.
Uncle Alasdair and Angela, thank you for letting me invade your kitchen as always.
It was great. And Angela's in the background. She's got the soup's ready, I think.
Oh, and for the politician, thank you so much. For the politician, yes. Different politician. And Kenny, thank you.
Oh, a pleasure.
What are you gonna finish off?
Well, a couple of wee reels just to get the feet tapping again.
Absolutely.
And it's three little tunes which I composed myself. The first one is called Granny Bakes Pancakes.
Oh.
Because my mother-in-law Lexi McNiven makes great pancakes.
We love a good pancake.
And the second one is Rona McKillop's reel with a friend, and the third one's called The Road to Cheeseby, which is a bumpy road to a village in North Uist, and that was composed for my brother-in-law Ian McKillop. If you're watching, Ian, don't you remember that? So here we go.
Well, keys in.
Is it G with it on minor? Okay, here we go. I took my eye off the ball there. And just a wee bit, was an extra granny's pancake, I think, through me. So,
Kenny
apologies to
Mackenzie.
the mouthy expert, Tony. Hope you're not listening.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, John. Thank you, Uncle Alasdair. Thank you, Aunt Angela. Thank you for watching. Lovely to have you with us. We look forward to the next time. Bye for now.
Thank you, Anne.